Top 5 Best presents The Internet is in Tears after Classmate gives his best friend an incredible gift. Before we begin, do us a favor by clicking that like button and subscribe to our channel for more real-life stories every day. High school can be a challenging time for many people. It's a stage of life when human beings are developing a deeper emotional understanding of themselves while worrying about things like upcoming tests and their post-secondary future. Many of us have both fond and bittersweet memories from our time in high school, and for some people, the experience is made even more challenging by the presence of a life-altering disability. But today we have a story that proves, regardless of your experience, that things can be made a little bit easier with some good friends and a little bit of kindness. Arkansas was the scene of an amazing show of friendship and compassion earlier in 2019. Tanner Wilson is a student at Caddo Hills High School in Norman, Arkansas, a town with a population just under 400, located 2 hours west of Little Rock. Wilson's best friend, Brandon Qualls, is bound to a wheelchair and often had trouble getting around. He describes his struggles to reporters, saying, "My arms would get really tired and I would have to stop and take breaks." Knowing of his struggles, his best friend Wilson began secretly saving up to help out Qualls. Wilson spent 2 years saving money from his part-time job at a local mechanic shop, but rather than using it for the down payment on a new car, Wilson used the money to improve his best friend's quality of life. In February of 2019, Wilson took his savings and purchased a brand new electric wheelchair that he presented to Qualls in front of his classmates. Talking to reporters after the fact, Qualls described being overwhelmed by the gesture. "They came in and my face just blew up. I was just crying everywhere. I was like, wow, I can't believe he did that for me." He continued to describe receiving the wheelchair as a dream come true, and while the gift is definitely above and beyond what most high school chums exchange, Wilson feels his friend deserved it, saying, "He's just been a really good friend, and I wanted to do him a favor. I just felt like I needed to do it. Brandon, he's just always been there for me." But Qualls wasn't the only one who was changed by the experience. Wilson's mother, Colleen Carmack, talked about the impact that performing the act of kindness has had to her son. Tanner had some bad experiences over the last year, so him being able to help somebody else has really brought him out, being able to know that he's made a difference. And I can see a difference in him, like wanting to get out and do more. We're talking about college. He's had that goal, but he's talking about it more now. But when it comes to doing nice things for people, those who know Wilson best says it's nothing out of the ordinary for the young man. Carmack talked highly of her son, saying, "That's him. He's always been about everybody else and not himself." Kathy Baker, a teacher at Caddo Hills High, added, quote, "He loves to do for others. He is just a great young man." In discussing his desire to help others, Wilson simply said that he wishes, quote, "people would care more about others than just themselves." While Wilson acted alone in gathering the finances and purchasing the chair, he did have a little bit of help when it came to spicing it up. Ginger Ray, one of his teachers, collaborated with him when it came to the design. Using her own artistic chops, she emblazoned it with orange flames along the sides, and his last name, Qualls, across the back. Thanks to Wilson's selfless actions, the two boys have gained national attention after the touching story was picked up by local news and quickly exploded into a viral sensation, racking up hundreds of thousands of views on social media and inspiring all those who saw it, with one commenter saying, "We need more people in the world like this," and another adding, "What an awesome young man. May God bless him always." As for their reaction to the attention, Carmack told reporters that Wilson has found it very uplifting, and he's grateful for all the positive comments online. But she stresses, quote, "They both deserve the attention because they're both great and wonderful kids." Despite his newfound mobility, Qualls still faces a few roadblocks, not the least of which is that his parents don't have any way of getting the new chair back home, and currently it has to remain at Caddo Hills High until their home and vehicle can be modified to be accessible for the new chair. Until then, however, Qualls benefits immensely from the machine during school hours, saying he's still learning to control it, but quote, "It's awesome. I may hit a few doors, but it's worth it." The story of these two boys is one that should stand as a reminder that we all have the power to help those out who need it most. It goes without saying that Wilson has a bright future ahead of him, and will undoubtedly touch the lives of many others the way that he did for Brandon Qualls. As for Qualls, his new set of wheels will undoubtedly keep him buzzing around the halls of Caddo Hills High School for a long time to come. Thank you for watching. Tap one of the 2 videos on screen for another amazing story.